You don't need to think about cheat meals. You don't need to ban any foods from your day-to-day life.
Bad food, lack of sleep, lots of stress. How
Mhm.
would you approach that?
Fast food, never eating desserts. You can eat all of these, but in
Yeah?
moderation. As long as you're
hmm
doing the right thing most of the time, you
hmm
broadly speaking.
I like that. It's not enough because most people underestimate or overestimate their ability of
To burn calories.
calculating their macros.
Yeah. You don't need to think about cheat meals. You don't need to ban any foods from your day-to-day life. That goes back to the dieting culture and the dieting thinking that, oh, I need to do this for this period of time. During this period of time, I have to eat these boring things. I can have a cheat meal once per week. And another thing, when we say cheat meal, it implies another thing, which is these calories don't count for some reason. You
When
know,
you're doing a cheat meal?
yeah, I can have one. My dietitian told me I can have one cheat meal per day. Don't ask me what I eat during this meal, as if your body is not counting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm against the concept of cheat meal because it implies many wrong things that I just
Okay, but
mentioned.
don't you think that, let's say you have this this person who goes to the gym 4 times a week, works hard, wakes up early, uh, works for 10, 12 hours, then goes to the gym, and after that comes back home, eat a salad, very healthy at night, stick to his caloric expenditure, maybe sometimes weighs his food or her food. But then during the weekend, they feel like I want to be able to bend the rules a little bit
Hmm?
during the weekend, maybe to eat burger and fries.
Hmm?
I'm not gonna eat burger and fries midweek because I know that I need to have a certain kind of healthy food for brain function, for quality of sleep, and I know the importance of eating of food choices. So it's not just about calories; it's also about your energy levels and everything like that. Don't you think that maybe saying, okay, hey, one meal a week, I can choose something within the caloric expenditure to eat. So what do you think about that? Is that something wrong, very wrong, or people can do something like
Hmm.
that?
I don't think it's something wrong. I just don't see how it can be helpful to call it a cheat meal.
Okay, okay. So just the terminology.
Yeah, you mentioned words and the importance of words. Words are very
Yeah,
important. I do,
yeah,
I completely agree on this. The words you use are very important. So when you're
yeah,
eating a burger, you're not cheating. You can eat
yeah,
it during the weekend, and if you really want to, you can have it on Wednesday.
yeah.
Why not?
Sure, yeah. If it falls, if you're conscious about what you're eating. So I tell my clients, if it's accounted for,
Mhm,
okay, fine. It's not bad to have some cola, or it's not bad to have a piece of chocolate.
mhm.
But if you're not thinking about what you're eating all the time and just winging it, okay, I feel like eating this, I think this is healthy. It's not enough because most people underestimate or overestimate their ability of
To burn calories.
calculating their macros.
Yeah.
They're really they're very confident, overconfident.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay? So I think if you are someone who has been doing this for a long time and you understand what you should and should not do broadly, it's okay sometimes. Say, okay, maybe I drop down my lunch, have a little bit more dinner, do it in reverse. And as you said, it doesn't need to be boring. You can enjoy. I enjoy, for example, oatmeal so much. People hate oatmeal. Oh, oatmeal is boring. I enjoy it. I put a scoop of vanilla protein in it. I put blueberries. I put Greek yogurt in it.
Wild.
So it's uh, it's pretty delicious actually.
Yeah.
It's a really delicious meal, easy to make, nutritious. I can add things to it, and I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
you
eat it
can you
every
can
day. I enjoy it
definitely
every day.
have um, meals that are low in calories, high in protein, and that are absolutely delicious. You can definitely
Yeah,
learn this skill, and you should learn this skill.
yeah.
And yeah,
Joseph,
you talked in a way you talked about moderation, which is very important.
moderation.
Yeah, like most, it's not about never eating fast food, never eating desserts. You can eat all of these, but in
Yeah.
moderation. As long as you're
Hmm.
doing the right thing most of the time, you'll be
Hmm.
fine. Broadly speaking.
I like that. I like
Broadly
that.
speaking.
Can I ask you about something that I face with some of my clients? So some of my clients are, and maybe some of the people that are listening to this are hard workers. They have really difficult career goals. They want to climb the ladder. They want to open this business. They are entrepreneurs. So they really work hard. And working hard, long hours affects their sleep. They don't sleep enough. They stress a lot. They make bad food choices because they're eating too late or skipping meals. So they're constantly tired, but they have a lot of willpower and they understand how important it is to train, to work out. They have the habit of training, but at the same time, they cannot control the lifestyle a lot because they cannot control their lifestyle. Is there some kind of a hack or a tweak that can be done with these kind of people, high achievers?
When you say they can't control their lifestyle, what do you mean?
They cannot choose to work like normal people, 8 hours. They cannot choose to work it. They have to work 15 hours because they just started their business
Hmm.
and they need to do a lot of things
Hmm.
or they will go bankrupt. So they need to be on for 15 hours per day and they don't have time to cook food, to meal prep. So they end up eating bad timing, bad food, lack of sleep, lots of stress. How
Hmm.
would you approach that?
Hmm. It's a great question. So I would start with helping these people realize that to be in shape, it doesn't actually take a lot of time.
Okay.
That's something very important to understand because some people think that they have to work out 2 hours every day and spend countless hours meal prepping and whatever. You can be in a very good shape without spending so much time on it. Um, well, first of all, if we're talking about weight loss, you can lose
Yeah,
weight.
mainly about weight loss and about is there a habit? Can you program or can you train them into different modes or do you train people like that? Because I do, and I can tell you, share with you how I what I do, but I would like to see as a psychologist, how would you approach a case like that?
We're talking for the goal of helping them lose weight, right?
Yes, helping them lose weight and
Okay.
create healthy habits.
Mhm. So سوري بس ادور الاي سي
Do it.
دار اوكي.
Save us.
all good.
Is it warm in Canada?
و... لا بس انا الشقة عندي بتشوب.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
Vamos.
vamos. In terms of weight loss, it doesn't actually take more time to lose weight.
Hmm.
If you think about it, to lose weight, you only need to eat less. And
Okay.
eating less takes less time than eating more. I know it sounds simple, but like eating one burger takes less time than eating two burgers.
Two burgers.
So the excuse of I don't have time doesn't really make sense. If you don't
Okay,
have time, great. Guess what? I'm gonna save you more time. The next time you
okay,
think about eating two sandwiches, just eat one.
okay.
So that's just to remove the argument of I can't lose weight because I don't have time.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense.
Mm.
Now, if you want to be in a better shape, if you want to build muscles, if you want to go to the gym, yes, it does take more time, But also, you don't have to be hours in the gym every day. 3 hours per week can go a long way. You know that way better than me. If you have a
Hmm.
structured plan for 3 hours per week, you can get very solid results. Of course, you have to be eating well too. But if we're talking only about weight loss, you don't need more time.
Okay.
But
Okay.
usually people think they think that the problem is time. It's
Yeah.
not. It's more about having the mental space to think about this
Yeah.
or to consider this. Ah, don't talk to me about weight loss. I'm very busy. I need to eat. You're eating anyway. You're eating anyway, so might as well
Yeah.
consider the choices that you're making. So it's not really
Yeah.
about the time, it's about making just choosing something better
Hmm.
and the things that you are already choosing and the means that you are already choosing. And I believe that what you described comes down to priorities.
Hmm.
These people who are working 15 hours a day without ever thinking about their health, their fitness, they're just not prioritizing fitness at all.
Hmm.
And it comes down to priorities. There are many successful people who work very hard, who work very long hours. They still manage to work out every day, to eat well, to eat very
Yeah.
healthy, and to do
Yeah.
it. Um, I felt that you asked the question in a way that, like, how can you change these people? I'm not sure if I got the question wrong.
Yeah. No, not yes. What I wanted to say is, uh, how would you help someone like that? Like, how would you help someone who's uh, not sleeping well and making bad decisions because their cortisol level is always high. They're not getting enough good quality sleep.
I
They
would
constantly
start
crave. Yeah,
I would start with a rude question, which is,
yeah,
do they want the help?
yes,
Do they want to be helped?
exactly, exactly.
Sorry, 1 second.
Of course.
Sorry, I have to send a message. Sorry about this.
No, of course.
So you're saying that they want to be helped, right?
I'm saying that they're showing up. So those
Okay.
people logically understand that we have to build muscles. We understand the value of gaining more muscles and losing fats. We understand the value of moving, of
Mhm,
mobilizing.
mhm,
We understand all these things.
mhm,
But at the same time, they are stuck in certain types of jobs where it doesn't help. So they cannot change their habits and their lifestyle. Is there something to do, or does it wind down to no, it's about priorities? They can, to some extent, you can help them by pushing them to come to the gym, making the right choice, but eventually it's about priorities. If your priority is to, let's say, sacrifice, this is my view, and this is what I say to those people, for example. I would say, okay, if you have to think about it when your brain is fresh, think about your plan. Is it, I want 5 years to be extremely difficult 5 years where I'm barely sleeping, working too hard, and then slowly I zone out of it? Or you're just going with the flow and expecting that after, I don't know, X amount of years, you will be able to train and have this healthy lifestyle? I
mhm,
would say if those people if you look at yourself in 30 years, 30 years, 20 years, whatever, what do you want to be? Where do you want to be then? Do you want to have bumped into all those medical issues, um, problems, or do you want to be healthy and be able to live a healthy and good quality of life after 20 years? It's about priorities here. What do
mhm,
you think about that?
mm. Honestly, it's a very complicated topic
Yeah.
and a difficult one because the answer is not really yes or no. They
Yes.
can't change, they can't change. It's really everything sits on a very large spectrum, the things that you're describing. And there are
Hmm.
many questions that we need to ask these people in order to help them make the best decision.
Okay.
So the first one is, what do they want? Like,
Uh-huh.
simply, what do they want out of their career and out of their health? And to each of this question, the answer will be that we need to sacrifice something.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there are trade-offs. They might need to
Exactly.
sacrifice if they are people who are willing to work every waking hour of their day
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
want to do that,
Hmm.
then in this case, if they want to take care of their health, they simply need to sacrifice an hour or two every day or every other day.
Yeah.
And that's something they should accept along with the consequences that come with that.
Yeah.
That can mean making a bit less money. That can mean taking a bit longer to achieve their goals.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
But
think that that
also,
makes it. Yeah.
it can
Go ahead. Go ahead.
help.
Sorry.
It can help to make them see that if they prioritize fitness, they will actually be more productive. And I
Okay.
believe that's something that can really help them because when you work out, you're taking care not only of your body, but of your brain too. You'll
Hmm.
be much sharper, you'll be smarter for all I know.
Yeah.
You'll be functioning on a higher level.
But this way, then bodybuilders should be the smartest people. It's a cliche, I know, but some bodybuilders are actually very smart and they create very successful businesses in that
Yeah,
sense that make a lot of money. But of course, that
yeah,
was a joke. And
yeah.
okay, so yeah, I think it's as you said, it's a very complicated question.
It's a
But
very complicated question. We need to have deep and long conversations with these people about what they want, about
yeah,
what they're willing to sacrifice,
yeah,
and to help them see what they're really choosing.
hmm,
Because sometimes it's easy to see like the short-term consequences of what we're choosing, but it's harder to see the long-term consequences. And as coaches, I believe it's our job to help people really understand what are the long-term consequences
yeah,
and to really like discuss the topic with these people that like if you lose your health, what will happen then? Like nothing, if you lose your health, nothing will matter,
yeah,
right? This is something on
yeah.
the table, especially if you're someone who is really overweight, who never works out, who like and you mentioned, oh, I want to work really hard for 10 years and then enjoy my life. Well, if you don't take care of your health, I'm not
You
sure
can
you,
ruin your entire life in 10 years,
I'm not sure
100%.
you, I'm not even sure you will be here in 10 years.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying that working out and being fit is a guarantee for a long life. It just makes your odds way better.
yeah. Yeah, and yeah, eventually, Joseph, I think now people think that they can have everything at the same time. And I think maybe some people can have everything at the same time. Some people can have excellent careers, work a lot of hours. They don't need to sleep a lot. They have energy. They can have children and raise children and create these beautiful families, etc., etc. But most people can't. So most people cannot excel at all these things at the same time. You need to you need to find time to relax. You need to find time to wind down. For example, people think that it is abnormal if they get tired in the afternoon and late afternoon they get tired and sleepy. And it just drives me crazy. I mean, you wake up early, you work, you do all these things, and normally your biological clock is gonna go towards calming down and sleeping at night. So what they end up doing is that stimulating themselves,
Caffeine.
taking more coffee, taking more drugs sometimes to just prolong they really mess up their biological clock.
Mm,
And then they end up messing up their sleep, not having good quality sleep. And I really think that sleep is a major factor here.
of course.
Sleep influences your next day and the next day and the next day. So your decisions are really relying on the quality of your sleep. I'm not saying that every day you should have your 7 or 8 hours of sleep. If you fine. If you want to stay up late one day, if you want to eat whatever you want one day, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. But most of your days, you should be very conscious of how much you're sleeping. I track my sleep, honestly. Some people find it too much to track their sleep. I think for me, the more data, the better. And it actually made my life better. So I used to sleep for 15 years, 5.5 hours. This was my, I sleep at 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. I wake up at 6, 5:30. Sometimes I sleep at 1, sometimes I sleep at 12:30. But beginning of this year, I decided to try because I understood logically, rationally, I understood the importance of sleep, although I didn't feel bad. I felt fine. I was used to this amount of sleep. I didn't know otherwise
Hmm.
in different words. So I thought, okay, let me create a sleep routine. So 10 p.m., I move to bed, I read, and it is incredible how I start to fall asleep effortlessly. And then 10:30 I'm sleeping, I wake up 5:30. So now it's between 10:15 and 10:30 I wake up. So I sleep an hour and a half more, and then it is life-changing.
Do you feel the
And
difference? Can you
less
feel the difference in your body?
I feel the difference. I feel the difference in how I feel throughout the day and how I peak in energy. Then I kind of get tired in the same time every day, which I love. I can build my life according to this clock. Okay, important things I do it at this time. Things that doesn't need a lot of effort, I do it at this time. I can predict, and it's really good. It's really
Yeah.
nice. Oh, last thing I say about this is that my heartbeat at night, which HRV, I don't know if you know about this metric, which is the time between each heartbeat
Hmm.
at night. This is a metric that I like to look at a lot. And I ask people that monitor their sleep, let me see it, let me see where you're at. And you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how those high achievers, they are young now, they are in their 30s and their 40s. Their heart variability is very low in a way that it's really below what the average of what it should be
Hmm.
for them, not for me. I understand it's different for people, but this time between your heartbeat indicates how much effort and how much stress your heart and your body is going through at night.
Hmm.
So if your heart is even while you're resting, stressing and not able to relax, I think on the long run, you're gonna pay the price.
Of
You're
course.
gonna get to a certain point where you're gonna exhaust your heart, you're gonna exhaust your organs,
Yeah.
and then you have to pay the price somewhere. So
Yeah.
this is a good metric for people to check
Of course.
if they would like
Yeah,
to.
man. The body keeps the score.
Mhm.
Of course. And in psychology, we know that very well. Like, uh,
Yeah,
sometimes we get a lot of diseases because
yeah,
of the psychological problems that we have, because of the stress problems that we have. And one of the most common answers that you hear when you go to a doctor when they don't have an explanation for a certain disease,
stress.
it's stress. In a way, it's true. In a way, it's true
Yeah,
because the stress is going somewhere. It's going to appear somewhere, and it's most probably going to be your body.
yeah.
So yeah, like to help these people, it's very important to have deep conversations about what they really want in business and in health and in helping them to see the consequences of the decisions that they are making
Okay, yeah,
and to help them understand that if they want to be more productive for the long term, they just can't kill themselves on a daily basis.
yeah, yeah. I think that's really helpful.
Now,
I
I
think.
want to ask the question,
Sure, of course,
if you don't mind.
of course.
So,
Hit me.
you've worked with a lot of clients. You've seen many people transform their bodies, their health for good.
Hmm.
Have you noticed any patterns, any psychological or mindset patterns with people who succeed in changing their bodies for good?
Yes, I think I really saw all kinds of people. So all kinds of people, even the same people in different stages of their lives.
Mhm.
So, for example, some women before they get pregnant, when they decide to get pregnant, while they're pregnant, after they get pregnant, they deliver.
Uh-huh.
So it's very interesting to see. For example, let's take the pregnant ladies example. How easier it is for a woman that has the habit of training, has uh, sees herself as a fit person, sees herself as someone who's into fitness, into healthy lifestyle, is able to withstand pregnancy, which is insane. I mean, I would probably collapse if I get pregnant. I would not handle it very well. So I'm glad I'm a man. So if you the bottom line is when you see yourself, it's about identity. And it might be a bit inappropriate, or it might be a bit new agey to say identity. And now everyone is about identity politics and all these things. But if you believe and change the way you look at yourself, so instead of I am a person that gained weight, then I just want to lose weight and go back to the same person and the same habit that I was doing before.
Mm.
Those people almost every time fail. They rebound, they go back, and then they regain the weight that they already lost.
Yes.
When the people that succeed always are the people that say, I am not that person anymore. I want to create a new
Amazing.
Joseph or a new Joey. And this new Joey is fit, is healthy, is going to make the right choices. And of course, it's not easy, but it's doable. I mean, you're not the same person you were a year ago, 5 years ago. I'm not. I mean, even my view on fitness and on lifestyle changes constantly. It was something else 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It is something else now.
Mhm.
And I believe and I want to say that I'm maturing and I'm seeing it in a better way. I would like to say
Mhm.
that. Maybe I'm wrong, of course, but I would like to say that I'm seeing it in a better way. And I believe, really believe that when it becomes part of your identity to be a fit person, a healthy person, a happy person, someone who looks ahead, not just dwelling about your day-to-day anxieties. If you say, I want to be able to run and lift in 20 years, I want to be able to run with my kids in 20, 25 years. Yes, this is the kind of identity changes that you make that will help you and motivate you in a really fundamental way to make those changes and to get to those goals later on in your life. So yes,
Mm.
identity is really important, making it part of your
Amazing.
identity.
Great answer. Great
Yeah.
answer. I can't agree more. Um, it's honestly it's one of the main pillars I work with my clients on. I
Yeah,
have the training on identity, like in the program that I do, because it's very
nice.
true, and it's one of the goals that people should work on. So again, it's the goal is not to lose weight,
Hmm.
and it's not only to change your habits, it's also to become this new person.
Exactly.
And how you think about yourself, which is your identity, is very
Yeah,
important because you always want to be consistent with that.
yeah,
If you think of yourself as a fit person, your actions will follow. And
exactly.
this applies to other habits in your life, like for people who want to stop smoking, for example. Like if two people, and that's an example from Atomic Habits, like if two people want to stop smoking and then they're offered a cigarette, the first person might say, oh no, I'm trying to quit smoking. The second person can answer, no thanks, I'm not a smoker anymore.
Okay.
There's a big difference. The first person still sees himself as a smoker who is trying to quit. The second person doesn't think he's a smoker anymore. He made the
Okay.
decision to become a new person, and now he's taking action according to this new identity. So that's a great
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
The one you provided here, I think it's very true.
Yeah.
Um, how do you think people should change or should build this new identity? Like, if I'm today someone who is not fit, how can I change this identity, you think?
I really, Joseph, I really think I am a proponent of uh, creating a plan when you are at full cognitive capacity. So I I ask people to think about what their aspirations, their goals, what they like to do, what they for example, 20, 30 years from now, what do you want to be doing then? Okay, we need your aspirations and goals need to be part of the plan. So do not think momentarily, do not think only about the present. Think about draw this plan and let's execute this plan. Let me help you execute this plan, for example, in the best way possible and step by step. Uh, I don't think, as I told you in the beginning of this chat, that I don't think people should be negotiating with themselves all the time. I think people should be aware that they are not in control all the time. Sometimes your decision making is weaker than other times.
Mhm.
So you better help yourself and to make the right decision. So, for example, I would really the environment, as we were saying, fix that environment around you as much as possible to
Mhm.
help yourself make the correct decisions. This is how you should behave. If you have um a habit of sleeping late, this habit is affecting your food choices. You should figure out how to slowly start sleeping earlier and earlier. So these things, as you were saying also, they happen step by step. Nothing, no drastic change. Some people are good with drastic changes. Some people, for example, stop smoking cold turkey and then without talking to anyone. But other people struggle. And I think there's studies on average, people that stop smoking, they stop smoking 7 times or 11 times or something like that. So you constantly try to stop smoking and then rebound. Try to stop smoking and then rebound. Why? It's not because, oh, it's not only because of the nicotine addiction, which I found out that nicotine addiction is only active in your body. So your body demands nicotine for 100 hours or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's very short.
So
The period is very short. It's
it's
psychological
crazy
after
to
that. Yeah.
it's crazy to think that the habits and the
Mm.
cues that the habit that is associated with smoking is what makes you crave smoking. So
Mm.
for example, I'll give you this very solid example. If you're someone who smoked every day and then you're sitting in the evening just staring at the wall and saying, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke, I don't want to smoke. Even if you don't have any cigarettes at home, this you're doomed to fail.
Yeah.
You're gonna exhaust your willpower, and one day you're gonna fail. What
Yes.
you have to do is you have to find something to replace this habit,
Exactly. Hmm.
find something to do in the play when you get weaker. Okay, maybe bring a lollipop. Some people get lollipops. Some people get substitute with a
Yes.
different activity just to satisfy the cues. So you
Yes.
should be aware of when you start weakening. So when you start to get weak, you should spot what happens to you when you start to get weaker and weaker before
Hmm.
falling into doing the habit again.
Exactly.
So if you feel that ah, I, I'm drinking and then a couple of drinks and then someone offers a cigarette, okay, maybe it's not very wise to go out with certain people if you're trying to stop smoking and where there's alcohol and alcohol kind of affects your decision making. So you need to shelter yourself if you really care about your longevity, your quality of life, about your choices. But if some people don't care, I would say, okay, it's your choice. But I am 100% sure that those people that say, hey, I don't care, I'll do it later, they are really not facing the fact that in 10 years, the effect of smoking is gonna be too hard to fix. You
That's
better stop today
that's
before tomorrow.
that's a great point here. And you're talking
Yeah.
about something in psychology on which there are a lot of studies, which is your relationship with your future self.
Yeah.
There's studies on this. People who actually smoke, for example, or who have bad habits in general, are people who don't think much about their future self.
Hmm.
They have the separation as if when I think about my future self, as if I'm thinking about someone else.
Hmm.
They did like an experiment on this. They gave a group of people or two groups of people like $1,000 theoretically, okay, and they asked them how will they use it.
Hmm.
But with one group, they asked them to look in a mirror where you can see yourself as an old person. It's like it's like a
Interesting.
camera with a filter or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
You
like
see
a
yourself
filter.
as an old person, right? And interestingly enough, this group ended up investing more their money into their future because this mirror made them or forced them to think about their future self. So
Hmm.
they made better decisions today about how to invest what they have. And
Hmm.
that's one of the things that people need to do in order to transform their bodies for good, their fitness life, is to build a better relationship with their future self, which you
Hmm.
mentioned in many ways. And you talked about this um, conscious decision making sessions, which I invite my clients to do also. I
Yeah.
tell them, don't decide what to eat and how many times to work out on a day to day basis.
Yeah.
When you are clear headed, when you're really relaxed on a Sunday, maybe, I don't know, whenever you feel like doing
Yeah.
it, spend some time writing, journaling, and deciding what you want for the week and for your goals. Don't depend on this
Mhm.
day to day wins. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting, interesting. Zeph, also, I think we should really understand ourselves. I really believe that everyone should make the effort to understand what makes you weak, what makes you strong, what part of the day you make better decisions. Most people
Yes.
make better decisions in the morning
Mhm.
than in the evening because they work, they exhaust their prefrontal cortex.
Yes.
It's you take the energy out of yourself, and then if you want to make this decision in the evening when you're tired, so you may spend the entire day eating healthy, but in the evening, if you don't have any food, and then you're tired from 12 hours of work and lack of sleep, you're gonna order this Indian food or you're gonna
Yes.
order this pizza.
There's studies
No,
on this. There's studies on this. Willpower is a muscle that gets tired.
exactly,
It's a muscle
exactly.
that gets
This is a
tired.
good
And that's one
point.
of the other
Yeah,
reasons why these very busy, very successful people don't succeed in fitness. It's also because they're using up all their willpower in a way in that
yeah,
field.
yeah, 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 correct. Yeah, that's very interesting. That's very interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, it's great stuff.
Joey, what's your best advice for someone who wants to transform their body, who wants to be more fit for life?
Yes, I think the best thing I can tell people to do is to start small. So start with uh, small steps as if you're building a wall, a brick wall, brick by brick. Uh, Put the long-term vision in your head. So what you want to achieve in short-term goal, then long-term goal, as we were talking before. So create this plan when you're sober, mentally create this plan, and then start executing slowly by paving the path. So I believe that the true freedom lies between no structure and too much structure. So to be free, you need to have some structure. If you don't have any structure, you're not free at all. If you're just living in the wilderness, you can be eaten by a predator. If you're living in a simulation, you're not free. So you need to figure out. how and what matters to you and build structure around these things. So your goals and aspirations, they need to be structured. And I think to have a good quality of life, to be healthy, to be long-term strong, to have enough muscles, to be energetic, so to be vital, you need to exercise. You need to lift weights. You need to train your cardiovascular respiratory system. You need to do all these things. It doesn't take a long time to do these things, but you need to structure your life. And I think some people might not be able to do these things themselves. This is why they hire professionals to help them at least set the path. So when someone comes to me, what are your goals? I'll help them in getting to their goals by making for them the choices that allows them later on to have these habits. Okay? So start small, brick by brick. Do not bite more than you can chew. And then this muscle will get stronger and stronger, and your habits become uh, better integrated in your life.
Mhm.
So do not give up on what is your main goal. Every time think that instead of saying, okay, tomorrow I'll start from wherever you are now, know where you are, your health and your future will thank you for that if you think about it rationally. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. What about you? What kind of advice would you give me if I'm someone who's
Struggling to what?
struggling to get my things together, instead of saying a different word, get my things together. So I'm gaining fat. I'm not consistent. I'm constantly falling in these trap of eating bad, of bad habits. How am I supposed to fix my habits, get better habits? What kind of advice would you give me?
Hmm. The first thing you need to remember is that there are 100 ways to win and one way to lose, which is to quit. So the most important question becomes, what's a plan so easy that it would be unreasonable to quit? And for some reason, well, I know the reason, but most people hate slow weight loss because they
Mm.
want fast results. But
Yeah,
weirdly enough, because they want fast results, they follow a crazy plan and they end up never getting results.
yeah.
So if you've been trying to, if you've been struggling to lose weight for many years, know that you can have a crazy transformation in 1 year if you lose half a pound per week.
That's true.
Half a pound per week will add up to 26 pounds per year. If you do that
Mm.
for 2 years, it will be 52 pounds. And if you think 2 years is a long time, remember that you've been struggling for many years and you've been stuck in the same place. And this takes some humility to accept.
Yeah.
It's the hard part. It takes some humility to accept that you're not willing to do much,
Mhm.
but that's okay. What's not okay is, as you mentioned, biting more than you can chew
Yeah.
and keep following this um, goal that is not reachable to you. I love this quote from Peterson where he says, "If you're not making progress, it's because you're not aiming low enough.
Mm.
You're not aiming low enough." So again, there's 100 ways to win. There's one way to lose, which is to quit.
That's very nice.
Just
Yeah.
don't quit. Find the
Just
easiest plan you can find so you don't quit.
yeah.
And if you need help, please seek out help from a professional, from someone who won't just tell you what to eat and how to work out, but that will guide you on your habits, on your lifestyle, on how to improve your day-to-day decisions.
Very nice.
That's it for me. Thanks a lot for doing
Yeah.
this, man. This was amazing.
Thank you so much. I think this was yeah, enlightening. And I think many people will find it helpful, and hopefully,
Hope so.
yeah, it will change some people's view at least, and make them correct some of the things that are not that are keeping them chained to their old habits.
Yes.
And thank you so much for your time, Joseph. It was very nice. And
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
let's do it again
Of
soon.
course. Of course.
Pick a different subject though.
Yes. Ciao.